What happens when the final words someone leaves behind aren't about themselves, but about the person they love most? Makena White's heartbreaking final Instagram post has left fans stunned and grieving. At just 28 years old, her life was tragically cut short, and in her last moments online, she chose to honor the love of her life, PGA golfer Jake Knapp. Before we dive deep into this emotional story, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join our USA Fame family, where we bring you the stories behind the headlines, the drama behind the glitz, and the emotions behind the fame. Makena White was more than just someone connected to the world of golf. She was a vibrant young woman, born and raised in Canada, who carved her own path through education and career. After studying at McMaster University in Hamilton, Ontario, she entered the world of medical device sales, a competitive field, where she quickly proved her strength, drive, and intelligence. Those who knew her described her as someone full of life, kindness, and endless laughter. But beyond her professional world, Makena was most often seen by the public in connection with Jake Knapp, the rising star of the PGA Tour. Their relationship blossomed over 2 years, and they eventually made it public around the time Jake celebrated his first PGA Tour win at the Mexico Open in February 2024. Together, they became a symbol of love, partnership, and shared dreams. Then came the post that now feels haunting in hindsight. On August 11th, just one day after Jake Knapp competed in the FedEx St. Jude Championship, Makena shared 4 photos of herself walking hand in hand with Jake. But it wasn't the images alone that tugged at the heartstrings. It was her words. Year 2 of first fairway hugs, watching you live out your dreams. Second season in the books. Forever grateful to be on this walk with you. Here's to many, many, many more. I love you, sweet boy. You make it so dang easy to be proud. This wasn't just an Instagram caption. It was a love letter, a celebration of Jake's career, and unknowingly, it became her final public message to the world. When the news of Makena's passing broke on September 26th, fans flooded her Instagram with comments. Strangers, followers, and members of the golf community all expressed heartbreak. People were struck not just by her young age, but by the tragic irony of her final post, a tribute to someone else's dreams instead of her own story. Jake Knapp has remained quiet since the tragedy. He hasn't returned to tournament play since August, and the media has speculated that his absence may be tied directly to this devastating loss. Many in the sports and entertainment worlds have expressed sympathy, recognizing that this kind of grief is not something that heals overnight. What many people don't know is that Makena's story was shaped by loss long before her own passing. Her mother, Crystal, died in 2022. Crystal had been a patient at the Bruyere Brain Health Memory Clinic, a place that became meaningful to Makena and her family. In fact, after her death, friends encouraged donations in Makena's honor to the very same clinic, as well as the Griffin Bell Endowment Fund, 2 causes deeply connected to her life and family. Her friends remembered her not just as Jake Knapp's partner, but as a whirlwind of joy and chaos, someone whose love came with adventures, laughter, and the kind of presence that left an impact wherever she went. Makena was one of a kind, her friend wrote. To be loved by Makena was a gift. Grief counselors and experts often say that the final words someone shares publicly can leave an outsized emotional impact. In Makena's case, her final Instagram post has already become symbolic. It represents a young woman who prioritized love, encouragement, and support above all else. To Jake, this message is likely both heartbreaking and comforting. Heartbreaking because it's the last one, and comforting because it captured her love so beautifully. Sports insiders have also noted that Jake Knapp's career trajectory, which had been steadily rising, may now be placed on pause. While many athletes use personal tragedy as motivation, others understandably need to step away to process such deep pain. For Jake Knapp, this loss could reshape not only his personal life, but also his public image. Fans will now forever associate him with Makena's memory. Every tournament he competes in moving forward will carry the shadow and the light of her final words. And for Makena's legacy, this final act of love has etched her into the public memory as someone selfless, supportive, and deeply devoted. This story echoes other celebrity tragedies we've seen over the years, where the sudden loss of a young partner changes everything for the one left behind. From athletes to actors, the heartbreak of an untimely death often puts fame, career, and public life into a perspective that money and trophies simply cannot touch. Jake and Makena's story may remind some of Kobe and Vanessa Bryant's unshakable love, or the public mourning after Corey Monteith's death left Lea Michele devastated. The details are unique, but the emotion is universal. Makena White's death at 28 is not just a headline. It's a reminder of how fleeting life can be, and how powerful love remains, even when someone is gone. Her last words weren't about herself, her achievements, or her struggles. They were about Jake Knapp and his dreams. That's the kind of love story that lingers. But now we want to hear from you. How do you think Jake Knapp will move forward from this tragedy? Will he use golf as a way to honor Makena's memory? Or will he step away from the sport for a while to heal? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to USA Fame for more stories that dive beyond the headlines.